Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that slaps. Everyone knows that Gordon Ramsay is the goat of all cooking, but will his mac and cheese be any good? His trick is cooking cauliflower and then using the same water to boil the pasta. Unique. And I bought a bunch of expensive aged cheeses. This better be worth it. Alright, let's make a roux, which was surprisingly easy.
That's a lot.
Tasting as I go, this is coming out pretty nice. I'm getting very European cottage vibes. But will it taste good? That is f***ing delicious. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. Y'all have been raving about MF Doom's villainous mac and cheese, but is it really worth the hype? His trick is, when boiling the noodles, he adds garlic and sugar. Then in one pot, starts adding all those mac and cheese ingredients. Easy enough. This is creamy as f***. The bake is good, and that cheese pull is on another level. But will this taste better than Gordon Ramsay's mac and cheese? Gordon's has more elevated flavors, but this is delicious. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. Everyone's been requesting me to do Teeny's viral mac and cheese, but is it really that good? Her signature is to use the corkscrew noodles so that cheese gets all up in there. And making a roux, I gotta appreciate the smoked paprika. But this next part has me so shook. The girl layers the shit. Okay, Teeny, I see you. This is a baked mac and cheese I could get behind. But where should this rank? My god, this is unbelievably cheesy. #1 spot. Thank you and good day. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. Everybody's been raving about Snoop Dogg's mac and cheese, but is it really that good? His trick is, when making a roux, warming up the milk and cream, but in a different pan. Let's just put that aside. Pouring in the milk that we made slowly. Honestly, I would just stop here. But adding in those spices, we've got nutmeg and Worcestershire sauce into the oven for 25 minutes to bake. Now this looks good. Wait, but no cheese pull? I'm a bit torn. Right now I feel like MF Doom's was better because it was really creamy and cheesy. I can't really taste the flavoring on this one. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. Alright, Patti LaBelle, is your mac and cheese actually that good? Her signature is using a Munster cheese, along with some traditionals and some Velveeta. Which, hey, I'm not gonna argue, that shit is bomb, but no roux involved. I'm okay with this. We are ready to bake. And this came out looking so divine. But will it taste just as good? Oh my god. I'm having an Anton Ego moment. Sorry boys, but these girls stole the show. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. People have been telling me that Rihanna's mac and cheese is where it's at. But is it really that good? Now, Rihanna has a very unique dish. She grates a full onion, which is nearly impossible. Yeah, KitchenAid, thank you. Red pepper, green onion, ketchup, mustard. Already, this is a mac and cheese I've never seen before. But I am here for it, and there are not enough words to describe how good this looks. But what about taste? It's light and extremely good. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. I was so skeptical to try Terry Crews's mac and cheese, especially because majority of it is just cottage cheese. So will this even taste good? He starts by greasing the pan with coconut oil. I can't tell if this is supposed to be healthy mac and cheese. I mean, one serving is 49 grams of protein. Damn, that explains those gains. Bake this on up, and I'm not mad about the way this looks. So will it taste good? What the shit? How? We only put a whole tub of cottage cheese in this, but this tastes so wholesome and creamy. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. You guys have been begging me to do Shaquille O'Neal's recipe, but will it live up to the hype? I am so excited about this recipe, mainly because it uses an entire box of Velveeta and sharp cheddar. Look how creamy the sauce looks. This is giving off Home Alone Kevin's mac and cheese vibes. Dump this magic into a pan, spread the rest of that shredded cheese and breadcrumbs over top, and this came out a little toasty. But will it still taste good? I like that I can taste a lot of the Velveeta, but I'm not getting a lot of other flavors here. I'm feeling the other mac and cheeses were better than this one. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. Y'all have been telling me to do Khloe Kardashian's mac and cheese, but is it really that good? Shredded sharp cheddar? Wait, from a bag? Nuh-uh. We're shredding like good Samaritans. Dump everything into a bowl. Honestly, this is giving off KD vibes, but I'm a bit skeptical with there being pockets of cheese with no heat. Pop this into a baking dish. Okay, I'm not vibing with the lack of cheese pull here, but what about taste? This is basically craft dinner, which I do enjoy, but there's a time and place for this dish, and it's just not now. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. I've been told that I need to try John Legend's mac and cheese. So does it live up to the hype? Right now, I'm just happy that there's evaporated milk in this recipe. If we've learned anything from Teeny's mac and cheese, this is how we make it creamy. But there's no cheese sauce for this one. All the compiling and cooking happens in the baking dish. I've never seen it done like this before, but I'm here for it if it means it's gonna be a good mac and cheese. The results don't lie. This looks like Terry Crews's mac and cheese, and that was bomb. So how about taste? Okay. This is rich and delicious. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. I've been hearing that Chef Zeeland's mac and cheese is where it's at, but is it really that good? I'm glad he uses a roux, but a 4th cup of flour? The last time I used this much flour was in Snoop Dogg's recipe, and that was unfortunately kind of dry. He also uses ground ginger, but oh boy is this giving off cheese fondue vibes. Yeah, you almost don't even need to bake it. But bake this into the oven, because when it comes out, goddamn, look at that cheese pull. And taste? Interesting. Yeah, that's very holiday themed. Creamy and mouth-watering. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. I'm finally trying Nick DiGiovanni's mac and cheese. But will it be good enough to rank number 1? Nick's got an advantage over the rest. A lobster. But I thought this was interesting. He uses cheese powder. Isn't this the stuff you put on popcorn? The cheeses he does use are super rich. But once I added in the noodles and lobster, I was getting a bit worried. Hoping not too dry, especially because we're gonna have to bake. And this is looking pretty good. But what about taste? That lobster did not die for nothing. This is delicious. Making celebrity Teeny's food because her mac and cheese is still on top. And what better way than to make a dish using her mac and cheese? Inception. So of course I had to try this out. Take bits of her mac and cheese, roll them into balls, spread, egg wash, and into Doritos. But now it's time to fry, which I usually have so much anxiety around. But this time I was surprised how easy this was. Have I become an expert at frying? What? These came together so great. And yeah, that teeny mac and cheese smacks. Making mac and cheese into other foods until we find one that smacks. Teeny's mac and cheese is the best so far. So what if we were to make this into a burger? This idea came to my brain because I love burgers, but they're never cheesy enough. And unlike that viral chop sandwich, this has got layers. This is the kind of restaurant-worthy food I'm looking for. This is bomb. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. Zach Choi's ASMR is satisfying, but will his mac and cheese taste just as good as it sounds? I wasn't sure about this one at first. He uses all and only American cheese, and then shreds it? Yeah, that's easier said than done. The roux is pretty standard. Extra points for the evaporated milk. Anytime I use this stuff, it always comes out way cheesier. And gotta appreciate the layers, but I love when mac and cheese comes out looking like this. And taste? If you like craft dinner, then this is definitely level 10 vibes. Making celebrity mac and cheese until I find one that smacks. Only this time, a bit different. I tried making Blake Lively's upgraded box mac and cheese. Look, I was skeptical here. Her secret touch is once the noodles are cooked, to ignore the box recipe completely, and instead add some cream cheese, cheddar, and some gouda. Honey, you had me at gouda. So far, this is checking all the boxes for looks, but taste? If you're gonna upgrade a box mac and cheese, definitely try it this way. What if we took mac and cheese and turned it into ramen? Don't gotta ask me twice. So I made a roux with cheese powder instead of flour. And honestly, I just went with my gut on this whole recipe. This could really not end well. But we all know that cheese is life, which is why I'm heaping handfuls in here. And you know it's looking good when the cheese pull is blending in with the ramen noodles. But will this taste good? Brah, that is absolutely delicious. Making mac and cheese I found on the internet until I find one that smacks. This guy caught my soul because of the smoked gouda, and I gotta appreciate the mix of ingredients he uses. Almost as though he's taking the best part of mac and cheeses and mixing it together. But then I realized I forgot the Velveeta. Oops. Okay, but low-key I feel like a little mouse here. Bake this with a little broil, and with that thick crust of cheese, I am here for these results. But will this taste good? My guy, deserves an S tier. Making the Blanco mac and cheese from Fallout to find out if it smacks. Look, my biggest concern is, why carrots? I mean, I know there isn't a lot of food left in this apocalyptic wasteland, but adding veggies to my mac and cheese always puts me on the defense. And I guess now we're gonna make a roux with a 4th cup flour. Great, this better not taste super dry. This is giving nacho cheese vibes, but healthy. Nobody asked for this. This looks like something you get at a friend's house that you wouldn't want to finish. But does it taste good? What the fuck? No. Making mac and cheese I found on the internet until I find one that smacks. We all know that Teeny's mac and cheese is the GOAT, so when I found this semi-dupe recipe, I knew I had to try it. The difference here is using chicken bouillon, but also a bunch of other seasonings, because we want this flavorful. This has a lot of cheese and cream and everything mean. So lactose intolerant people, you've been warned. Layer this on up in the baking dish, bake, broil, and look, so far no disappointments here. But how will this taste? I'm literally dead, but I still think Teeny's is better. Making mac and cheese I found on the internet until I find one that smacks. This caught my attention because of its flavor. Smoked gouda, chipotle. Seasoning-wise, I was sold. But the amount of cheese? I feel like I was dealing with a lot of different ratios. Not enough cheese, then too many noodles, then too much spice. No wait, I like spice. And honestly, I'm getting more of a casserole vibe than I am a mac and cheese. So will this taste just as good? That flavor though. Damn, that's good. I tried making the mac and cheese bites from the Loud House, but will these have me just as obsessed? This mac and cheese is stupid easy to make, because here I am making that creamy sauce with all those noodles. I literally had to restrain myself from eating this right here and now. After freezing, you get a brick of mac and cheese. And there's something so satisfying about pressing these into balls, coating in breadcrumbs, and frying. I mean, listen to the sizzle. Satisfying. And look how freaking good they look. Definitely making these again. Everyone knows that Teeny's viral mac and cheese is the GOAT, but I tried making this one with a twist. Well, I got inspired by Teeny's jalapeno evaporated milk, but since I couldn't get this stuff anywhere, I decided to try making it at home. But that wasn't all. I am a sucker for some smoked gouda. So while making the bechamel, I decided to add in some extra cheeses to make it even more rich in flavor. And I am loving this creamy texture. But will this be just as good as Teeny's original? Yeah, that's flippin' delicious.